Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Elevation Orange, where this is a recap of the previous Broncos victory over the LA Chargers. I am your host, Bronco Bill. Guys, I sure hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Well, yeah, good. Hope you had a good, wonderful Christmas, but a good, wonderful, happy New Year. I hope every single one of you were safe. You're not too out of it today, so to speak. And then I want to wish each and every single one of you out there a very, very happy New Year 2024. My goodness, man. I mean, I'm going to flash back a little bit. I know this isn't the last Broncos recap, which I'm going to do, which is going to be next Monday, but it might as well be for various reasons. Look under my name where it says Bronco Bill. It says, even with the win, officially eliminated. So I'm going to flash back on some of the shoulda, coulda, woulda, the what ifs, that kind of thing. But I'm going to get into, obviously, this sweeping of the LA Chargers this season. I'm going to get a comparison, too, with Russell Wilson and Justin Stidham. I want to compare because they're very similar. So I've got a lot of questions. Anyways, so before I get into it, let me get to the chat real quick. It says Draft Time Broncos Country says, let me put it up here real quick. Says, I know about an hour early, but I hope everybody's having a great day. No, you're not. Well, hey, if you want to come in here at 3:52 p.m., that's totally fine. Totally fine. I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that you're here. I appreciate the fact that, you want to take time out of your New Year's Day festivities, whatever you do, and relaxation, whatever that is. I'm just glad you guys are here. Really, really do appreciate it. Draft Time Broncos Country says, I didn't pull it up. My bad. I'm sorry. It says, what up, Bronco Bill? I said, what up, Draft Time Broncos Country? Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, man. That's what I'm saying. What's up, guys? Just glad to have you here, like I said. Big E Bronco, hey, glad we got everything straightened out yesterday during the neighborhood. Glad you're back in the chat. So I hope everybody had a great New Year. And how you doing? I'm doing fine. I hope everybody else is. I don't want to go into a whole lot of, negative stuff, but I went and saw my son. I don't know if you guys were anywhere in the show yesterday, but I went and saw my son at the hospital. He had his appendix rupture a week ago, and he's still recovering from that. So I went and saw him today, but he's looking good. He's looking good. He's looking better. And so, hey, great news to start 2024. Let's see. JKP changed his name again, I see. Oh, so it's Draft Time Broncos Country. Okay. All right. We'll go with that. It's just, I have a hard time keeping up with everybody, all these name changes and everything going on and stuff like that. So I look at it and go, okay, we got somebody new. Well, it's not really somebody new, just somebody with a new name on the show. So that's pretty cool. All right. Ernie Mays says, go Broncos Country. Only beat the Raiders. Yeah, I agree. We have to beat the Raiders. We have to have a winning season, guys. We really do. Okay. We're 8-8 right now. I'm going to get into where we should have been and why we're not. We all know why we're not, but where we should have been. And we shouldn't be sitting at 8-8. We really should not be sitting at 8-8. David from Colorado, haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a really good, safe, and happy New Year. He says, hashtag beat the Raiders. I agree. I absolutely agree. And we'll get into all that as well. Not tonight, but on Friday, on my Friday Broncos breakdown, we'll get into all the parameters with the Raiders and the Broncos, the last game of the season in Vegas and all of that. So I will really focus in on that on Friday. Kamani is in the house. He said, you still at your daughter or son? No, I'm at my niece's house. I'm at my niece's house. And like I did yesterday, I'll show the dog. There's one of the dogs all sleepy right there. So anyways, yeah, I'm at my niece's house. I'm going back to my house tomorrow afternoon. And I had to do some electrical stuff over here. I was an electrician for about 20 years, 15 years. And so, I was doing some electrical stuff over here and that kind of thing. So it was a win-win. I got to watch her place and help her out. So that, that's a good thing. So it's all good. Hey, DTBC, Draft Time Broncos Country says, fudge the Raiders. Well, I'm glad you said the word fudge because, I probably wouldn't have put it up if you had said something else. But hey, it's all good. All good. Kamani says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to each and everybody out there. Glad to be able to kick off I'm the first show on the MHRT network to kick off 2024. So I'm pretty excited, man. Pretty excited. Also pretty excited on a Broncos win yesterday against the Chargers and a Colorado Avalanche win against the San Jose Sharks. I'm not going to talk about that because this is a Broncos recap, but it was nice to see both Colorado teams win yesterday. That was great. Okay. I know the chat's blowing up. I love it, guys. I love the fact you guys are chiming in. It's fantastic. Let me get into the recap of yesterday's game. All right. So everybody knows that Russell Wilson was benched for yesterday's game as well as the Raider game next week. Reason being, Sean Payton says it was to motivate the team to, positive, get them excited, get them motivated to win a game, blah, blah, blah. Well, yes and no. The reason why I say yes and no, as I mentioned many times before, reason why I mentioned yes and no is because Russell Wilson went on a 5-game win streak. And yeah, they lost 3 out of the last 4 until yesterday, but that wasn't all on Russell Wilson. The New England Patriots game was directly to sabotage, in my opinion, to sabotage Russell Wilson because he wanted Stidham in the game to see how he produced. Okay, well let me get to that. All right, this is interesting. People say, well, Sean Payton said, well, I wanted to throw out a spark and all that, and get a spark for to get a win. All right, let me give you the stats of the 2 games that the Broncos played against the Chargers. 1, Russell Wilson started in LA. Broncos won it. 2, last night or yesterday, Stidham started at home against the Chargers. Both games against the Chargers. Listen to these stats. First time I give you Russell Wilson, then I'll give you Stidham. Here it is. Russell Wilson at LA. He was 21 of 33, 224 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 6 carries, 5 yards. Okay? Not bad. Let me get the Stidham's stats against the Chargers yesterday. Oh, by the way, Broncos won the game in LA. Okay? Handily. Won the game handily. Now, I think it was 24-6 or 24. I believe it was 24. Denver had 24. I want to say 6. I could be wrong. Anyways, I know Denver had 24. Okay. Let's get to the stats of Stidham yesterday. Stidham 20 of 32. Okay. Wilson 21 of 33. 224 yards passing, same as Russell Wilson. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Wilson had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Okay. Even. Both had 6 carries. Stidham had 6 rushing yards. Russell Wilson had 5. What is the point of putting Stidham in there when they have identical records identical stats and record against the Chargers? What's the difference? It's not, guys. It was about money. And I'm not going to go through all of this again. I went through this on my show on Friday. We went through it. Mike and I did this yesterday in the neighborhood. I'm not going to get into that again. But if you guys want to know both of our feelings, go back and watch the neighborhood yesterday. Watch my show on Friday. I'm not really going to get into that. What my point being is this. It's a bunch of freaking BS. Okay? Yes, the Broncos won the game. The final score was 16-9. The Broncos held the Chargers to just 3 field goals. Denver, Lutz missed Lutz missed a field goal. Otherwise, it would have been 19-9. But in any case, the Broncos win the game. Unfortunately, the Broncos were eliminated, even though they beat the Chargers. Here's the reason why. Pittsburgh had to lose because they owned the tiebreaker against the Broncos due to conference wins. Chiefs had to lose so that the Broncos would have a chance to win the division. Chiefs won. They beat the Bengals. And the Steelers also won their game. So Denver is officially eliminated from the playoffs, even though they got the victory. So let's flash back. This is the first day this is January 1st, 2024. Okay? So we're going to flash back. Let's go back in time, so to speak, and flash back on the season. And let's see where Denver could have been and should have been, but isn't. That's the problem that bothers me. Yes, we're 8-8. We could end up with a winning season, albeit one game, but still, one game is one game. At least you can say you had a winning season. Okay? Let's hope for that this coming Sunday. But in the meantime, let's flash back to what might have been, what could have been, what should have been. Positive and negative. Sean Payton getting in Russell Wilson's face, not good. Things that just didn't work this year. There were injuries. I get it. Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler. I totally get it, guys. I get it. But the bottom line is the Broncos had a chance. The Broncos had a chance early in the season. First two games, early in the season, and let the season. Now, people say, well, you don't lose the season in the first 2 weeks. Oh, yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. And Denver is proof that you can lose the season in the first two games. Excuse me, guys. Wow. I don't know where those hiccups are coming from. What? Wait, hang on a second. Biggie says, oh my God, is that Roger Goodell in your pick? What pick? You talking about in the background? Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Santa Claus? I'm kind of trying to figure out, Biggie, what you were referring to there. I don't know. It's all good. I don't know what you're referring to. Let's go. Kamani back earlier said, when I showed the picture of the dog, they said, that dog's still asleep. No, they were playing earlier. I got them calmed down so I could do the show without them running around and jumping around and being crazy. And he goes, one's here. I don't know where the other one is. The other one might be in the other room. Anyways, okay, let's see. Yes, I understand that. David from Colorado says they mean the Broncos brass did Russell Wilson wrong, so to speak, so he doesn't get hurt, and the Broncos don't owe him $37 million bonus if he doesn't pass physical. I understand that. I totally know why they did it. I just don't like the way they went about it. That's what I'm saying. I said this yesterday. I said this in my Friday show. The Broncos and George Payton only did this deal with that clause in there so they could sign Russell Wilson. Bottom line. That's the bottom freaking line. Russell Wilson was not going to come to Denver if that clause and that guarantee was not in his contract. I absolutely believe that with 100% of my heart, being, and soul. No way would Russell Wilson have come to Denver if that wasn't in the contract. Why am I so dogmatic? Why am I so sure that that's the case? Because he didn't take it out when they asked him to, or to push it back another year. Okay? I'm just saying, if he's not going to push it back another year, and he also would not remove it, that tells me right then and there that he never would have come to Denver if that wasn't in the contract. Plain and simple. And I know we've gone over this. I know it's a hot topic, guys, and we keep talking about it because it is a hot topic. The entire NFL is talking about it. how wrong the Broncos did this, how unbelievably what's the word? How unbelievably irresponsible they were to go through all this. But that's how bad they wanted Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was trying to be the Peyton Manning point part two. Didn't happen. Didn't work. I also heard too that when Sean Payton was being interviewed for the Broncos head coaching job, he had concerns about Russell Wilson as far as working into his system. He had doubts. He had concerns. And he was right. Do I want to see Russell Wilson gone? Absolutely not. I like the guy. I like his heart. I like his passion. I just, hey, it's not about Russell. It's about the team. And if the Broncos are not going to be better with him, then we got to move on. But I thought that was interesting about Stidham and Wilson against the Chargers were almost identical in stats. And yet they benched Russell Wilson, not because, like Sean Payton said, not because they wanted to put a spark under the team. No, that's not it. It's all about money, all about contract, all about guaranteed, all about money. All right. Let's do a little bit of recap, guys. Let's do a little bit of recap. Okay. The Broncos right now are 8-8. We have a possibility and a good chance of going 9-8, which would put the Denver Broncos in essence, a winning season, albeit one game. But hey, well, then if you have a losing season by one game, it's just still one game. So if the Broncos win next week against the Raiders at Vegas, Broncos end up 9-8, a winning season. Do I look at it as a win? Well, sure. I mean, last year we were 5-12. This year we could be 9-8. That's a 4-game win, 4 more wins than we had last year. So that's a positive. Okay. The other positive is the Broncos looked really good. We had a 5-game win streak. Yes, we had losses, 3 out of the last 5. But we had that 5-game win streak. We snapped the losing streak against the Chiefs. We beat the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo that we hadn't done in like mega years on Monday night, which we hadn't done a lot of times. We beat the Vikings and snapped their 5-game win streak. We beat the Cleveland Browns, who are going to the playoffs as well. And we beat the Packers. Well, the Packers ain't going anywhere. So the Vikings and the Packers are out. Well, we beat the Chiefs that are going to playoffs. We beat the Bills that are going to playoffs. And we beat the Browns that are going to playoffs. So we beat 3 teams going to the playoffs. So those are positives. Those are absolutely positives that we can take into next year, that we can build on next year with a Sean Payton. And I don't know who the quarterback's going to be. I really don't think it's going to be Russell Wilson. I hate to say it, but I think his time in Denver's done because of various circumstances and a whole lot of other parameters and things and contract and all that and whatnot. Could it be Stidham? I don't know. Could it be another recycled quarterback? I don't know. Could it be a draft pick? I would think so. But my point being, is there a positive to take away from the season? Was it disappointing? Absolutely it was. Absolutely. To lose to the Miami Dolphins 70-20. To lose to the New England Patriots 26-23. To lose to the Redskins. Commanders in the second game after we had a huge lead. We lose that game. To lose to the Raiders in opening day by 1 point, 17-16. Are those heartbreakers? Absolutely. But you got to look at positives too. You have to look at positives. The defense played well. There was a stretch in that 5-game win streak where the Broncos owned the NFL for the best defense with takeaways. We averaged 3.5? I think it was 3.5, something like that, per game of takeaways. There was a game where we had, I think, 4 interceptions and a couple of fumbles. It was awesome. It was crazy. It was ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. You can't sustain that all the time. The other teams are going to find out how you do things, and they're going to make adjustments, and they're going to teach their players this and that and how to hang on the ball and whatnot. So yeah, you can't sustain that. But man, we have to look at the positive, guys. We really do. We really do. Like I mentioned before, was it disappointing? Is it disappointing? Absolutely. Absolutely it is. But not as disappointing as last year. And not as disappointing as it started out to be when we were 1-5. And I know this is a recap show of the game yesterday, but it wasn't a barn burner of a game. It was a Broncos sustaining game. We won the game. We, like I said, 16-9. It wasn't anything really to write home about, so to speak, but it was a Broncos win. It was the last home game in Denver for 2023. Okay? So, yes, there are positive takeaway from this, but there's also negatives. And the negatives are the could have, would have, should have that would have put the Broncos in the playoffs. At 8-8, all they had to be was 10-6. 10-6 to guarantee making the playoffs. Where are those two games going to come from? New England? Raiders, first game of the season? Redskins, Commanders, second game of the season? Yeah, there's three right there. There's three games right there. Denver had a chance to win the game. Or should have won the game. Oh, man. Should have won the game. That's just the way it is. We should have, could have won the game, and we didn't. In those three games, we would have been 11-5. 11-4. Yeah, 11-4. No, 11. That's 15. No, 11-5. 11-5 is 16. Yeah, Bill, come on, math. Yeah, we would have been 11-5. So that's what I'm talking about, guys. I mean, we could have, should have, would have. It's right there in black and white. We should have been there. Should have been there. Kamani says Sean Payton's play calling was poor at sometimes. It was poor at sometimes, and I'm wondering if that's because he was trying to, I don't know. Part of me, and I don't want to say it, but part of me wants to say that Sean Payton was trying to undermine Russell Wilson. In my opinion, Sean Payton was trying to undermine Russell Wilson, and I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't want to be that way. But that's how I see it, because it just wasn't working. And he really wanted Stidham in there, and that bothers me. That really bothers me. All right. Biggie Brother says, if you remember when they were interviewing Sean Payton during the Super Bowl last year, Payton was making a joke of saying Murray called him at Christmas time and said for Christmas they want him. Yep, that's true. That's absolutely true. I remember that. Totally remember that. Good call there, Biggie Bronco. Absolutely true. Clayton Haran is in the house. Clayton says, hey, guys. I say, hey, Clayton, Happy New Year, my friend. And says, smash that like button and share the channel and everything, guys. Share everything. Hit the like button. Costs you nothing. Subscribing, hitting the like button costs you nothing. It's just a way to show support for the channel, for the show, and for the network. Really do appreciate it. Clayton follows up by saying, Happy New Year, my guy in Broncos country. Absolutely, Clayton. Happy New Year to you. Hope all is well with you and everybody else out there listening and watching. Really do appreciate the fact that you guys take the time out of your first day of the new year to spend the time with this crazy guy. I'm glad you decided to do that. I'm not sure why. I mean, the playoffs are starting as far as college football. Michigan, last time I checked, was trailing to Alabama. My Washington Huskies playing here as I speak. I hope they beat – who the heck they playing? Oh, I hope they beat Texas. And I love to see them in the championship. That'd be awesome. That'd be totally awesome. Kamani says, yes, the Broncos turned it around after the Dolphins game. Yes, they did. But then they fell into that losing 3 out of the last 5. So, and especially to New England, that would hurt. New England really hurt. Detroit, okay, I can understand that. Losing to Detroit, because Detroit's a good team. They're going to playoffs. They won the division. So, you can't really fault losing to Detroit. But losing New England, it just seems to me like Sean Payton sabotaged that game. it really does seem like he sabotaged that game, and it bothers me. It really bothers me, and I don't like to see that. I don't like to see where I feel that somebody, coaching staff, quarterback, whatever, is just like throwing the game. I don't. I don't like seeing it. I don't like thinking about it. It just bothers me. I want the game of football to have integrity, to have respect for the game, to play it the way it's supposed to be played, and don't sabotage, don't throw it away, don't undermine the players. It's just something I can't stand. Clayton Aron says, I'm loving the start of my new year. I'm on unemployment now. Whoa, I don't know if that's good, but hey, okay. I'm on unemployment now. I work when it snows and no snow yet, but I have been home, laundry, cleaning, cooking, and Fortnite, baby. Yeah, there you go. Feels great. Having downtime, summer, spring, fall. I know I'm crazy busy. Yeah, well, that's good, Clayton. I mean, sorry that you're unemployed. I know that's not a really good feeling unless, everything's taken care of financially and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. So if you're enjoying semi-retirement kind of thing, because let me tell you, I'm retired. Well, I'm retired from my permanent job and, got a pension, all that kind of stuff and whatnot. But I'm working at the golf course 4 days a week. So I'm not really retired. I'm doing the show, The Neighborhood. I'm doing my show on Friday. I'm doing this show on Mondays. I'm not really retired, but I'm doing what I like. I'm doing what I like and what I enjoy, what I love. And seeing all you guys here on a New Year's Day, this really, to me, this is special. This is really special. You guys are making my day that much better. You really, really are, guys. You really are. And I know I've said it many, many times, but you guys are the heart and soul of why I do this. Absolutely why I do this. You guys are amazing. I look forward to it each and every time I come on. I look forward to, each and every one of you in the chat. And it's just great to know that, you guys are just enjoying it as much as I am. And, I'm a crazy old man, a crazy old man. So what can I say? I'm just kind of dumbfounded that you guys enjoy watching a 65-year-old guy talk about freaking sports and act kind of crazy. Okay, David. Hang on. David says retirement's overrated. Well, I'll agree to that. It is overrated because I'm not going to stop working, not going to stop doing what I do. It's just different because now I get paid for not doing what I used to do for 28, 30 years, and I get to do something that I enjoy. So yeah, it's different. I'm still retired, but it's different. It's totally different. Hey, that's a great point, DTBC, Draft Time Broncos Country. He says, Broncos are starting a new year with a 500 record for the first time in 6 or 7 years. You're absolutely right. Wow. I have not thought of that, but that's absolutely 100% true. Absolutely 100% true. Broncos are starting the new calendar year with a 500 record they haven't had for 6 or 7 years. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Clayton says, talking about my retirement. Way to go, Bill. You earned it, bud. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I enjoyed what I do. I worked for the school district. I was in maintenance, and I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. But then towards the end of my career, even before I got injured and had to forcibly be retired, I started seeing the writing on the wall, and I said, you know what, I got to get out. So this is a lot more fun, guys. This is a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable. And I get to really interact with some cool people, unlike some people I had to work with in the school district. But hey, I'm just glad to be doing something I enjoy. All right. Clayton says, keep up the good work. I'm glad I get you guys. I'm glad you're here too, man. I'm glad you're here too. Absolutely. Like I said, makes the show that much better. Flying Dragon in the house. Flying Dragon says, Happy New Year, Bill, and the MHRT team. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I know the MHRT team appreciates it as well. Hope you had a very good New Year's Eve and you stayed safe. And obviously all of you are in good spirits, and that's why you're here. So that's all great. It's so great. Biggie Braun says retirement sucks, dude. I've been retired for 4 or 5 years now. Oh no, Biggie, don't even go there, man. Says now with Parkinson's, and I wish I could work every day if I could. Oh man, Biggie, dude, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry you have that going on. I really am. That's not good, dude. That's not good. My heart, my thoughts and prayers go out to you, buddy. And wish you all the best, Biggie. Wish you all the best. Hope you come through it. I hope you're able to do some things that you enjoy doing. Just very, very sorry to hear that. I wish you all the best, and thank you. Thank you under the circumstances. Thank you so much for being here in the chat. I really don't know what else to say, man. I just thank you for being here and putting up with me. Really do appreciate it. Thank you. Flying Dragon says sorry to hear that. Biggie, prayers up. Absolutely prayers to you, Biggie. We'll definitely be sending them your way. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right, guys, we're about half an hour into the show. It's not going to be too much longer. I know it's New Year's Day. I'm away from my wife, about 45 minutes south of our house, watching my niece's dogs and everything and all that. And just wanted to come on and obviously do the recap. There was some great plays. How about that play by little Jordan Humphrey, the pass? And I'm not too sure that Russell Wilson could have made that pass. Stidham stepped up in the pocket. He slid to his right, found a wide open, or not, I shouldn't say wide open, but he was an open little Jordan Humphrey. He made a lot of Charger players miss, and then he dove into the end zone, got the ball over the end line before his knee hit down. That was the only touchdown in the game. It was fantastic. Great play. Great innovation by Stidham to keep the play alive and allow little Jordan Humphrey to score that touchdown that was ultimately the winning touchdown, because that was the only touchdown in the game, and they won by 7. So that was, in my opinion, that was the play of the game. The stupid move by the Chargers to do that fake punt in their own end of the field was kind of ridiculous. But that just shows you that I'm not too sure that they were really trying to win to do plays like that. Stuff like that just doesn't make sense. It was a close game at the time, and it's just really weird circumstances that were taking place in that game. But the bottom line is the Broncos do get the win, 16-9. They are knotted up at the season at 8-8. They have a chance to have a winning season for the first time in 7 years when they face the Las Vegas Raiders this coming Sunday in Vegas. It's the season finale. Unfortunately, no Broncos playoffs because of the 3 games they could have, should have won. They beat the Chargers. The Raiders, like I mentioned, the Redskins, Commanders, and the New England Patriots. If they'd have won those 3 games, the Broncos would be in the playoffs. But they're not. However, we are in 2024, and we can have a win, the first win of 2024 this coming Sunday, to have a winning record for the Broncos. First time in 7 years. Let's make that happen. That's what I want. Okay. Flying Dragon says team worked hard on that play, especially. Oh yeah, Burton was. Yeah, he was working hard. He was going down the field. He was making blocks. He was pushing guys out of the way. Burton was very instrumental in that touchdown. No doubt about it. Draft Time says, don't feel sorry for that old man, Bill. He gets out and ride 4 wheels and everything, even with his Parkinson's. 20-year-old kids can't keep up with him. I see him every day. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad, but I feel bad for people who have diseases. I really do. I mean, that's just debilitating. And yes, people can move on and keep, positive in their life and keep doing things that, that they enjoy and things, but it's still a hindrance. And I don't I don't look at that and say, "Oh, hey, look at this, man. He's got this and he's still doing that." That's great. That's motivation. That's something they should do to keep their spirits up and their soul happy and very positive. I understand that. I just don't like to see anybody have any, you know, uh, any diseases or issues that just makes their life a little bit tougher and those around them a little bit tougher. So yeah, I'm glad Big E's doing what he needs to do to stay active. That's great. That's fantastic. Um, I just wish he didn't have to have it with Parkinson's. That's all. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Forgot about this one. Here it is. Forgot about this one, Flying Dragons. He goes, what about, he goes, and the Jets. Yep, we should have beaten the Jets. That's 4. So theoretically, we could be 12-4. We absolutely could be 12-4, but we aren't. Is that on Russell Wilson? Yeah, okay. Is it on Sean Payton? Yeah, okay. Is it on both? Yes, it's on both. And the reason why, it's oil and vinegar. Excuse me. Oil and vinegar or water and vinegar? Oil. Anyways, oil and vinegar, whatever it is. They're going like this, and they're not clicking. They need to go like this. They need to have spokes. They're not. They're going. They're clashing, and that's why it's not working, and that's why it hasn't worked. Oh yes, I know. Go back to the 5-game win streak. I get that, and that's when the defense was really shining, and the defense was getting turnovers and putting the offense in situations to take advantage of it. But it is, if the offense can't sustain what the offense needs to do, the defense after a while is going to break down. It's just the nature of the football league. It's just defense is hard to sustain game in and game out. It really is, because you don't know where the offense is going, and you have to anticipate, and you have to look at their speed. Offense, they know where they're going. So if they know where they're going and they can dupe the defense into thinking one thing and do another, they got the advantage. And after a while, the defense gets worn down. And that's what happened in the last 3 of the last 5 games. That was the problem. That's the issue. Is it all Russell Wilson? No. Is it all Sean Payton? No. It's a combination of the two. And yes, Stidham, got the win yesterday against the Chargers, but it was the same type of stats that Russell Wilson had. So it's nothing different. Stidham didn't put up 365 yards passing, or 352 yards passing, 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. No, he didn't do that. He did exactly what Russell Wilson did, except he didn't throw an interception. Wilson had 1. So, you look at these Stidham and Wilson against the Chargers, and they're identical, dang near identical. So I don't know. Is Stidham the answer down the road? I don't think so. Who is? I don't know. Is it going to be a draft choice? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out when Draft Time Broncos Country tells us what it is, because he's the one that's got draft time. So I don't know who we're going to get. I really don't want a retread. I don't want somebody else's cast off. I mean, we did that with Russell Wilson. It didn't work. We did it with Sean Payton. It worked perfectly, because Peyton Manning, because Peyton Manning is Peyton Manning. Didn't work with Russell Wilson, unfortunately. And we got egg on our face again as we head to the offseason, because everybody's going to be talking about Russell Wilson done in Denver, not coming back. That was a big mistake. 5 draft picks, 3 players, all that money guaranteed. Okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. We can't change it. We can't change it. All we can do is hope for the best and move forward. That's all we can do. My thought is this. If it's not Russell Wilson and we have Stidham, then let's just see what we can do in the offseason to get a draft pick of a quarterback, other pieces on the offense and defense that we need, pass rusher, a tight end. I like Troutman. I like Dulcich, but he can't stay healthy. So I just don't know where the Broncos are going to go. We only have 6 draft picks. Do we trade a Patrick Surtain? Oh my gosh, heaven forbid! Don't even go there. Don't even say that. No, I don't want to trade Surtain. I don't want to trade Simmons. I don't want to trade Jerry Jeudy. I don't want to trade Cortland Sutton. But I'm not the GM. I'm not the ownership group. I don't know what they're going to do. I just don't want to get rid of cornerstone pieces like I mentioned before. All right. Moving on to 2024. Like I said, we have one game left in the season. That's next Sunday against the Raiders in Vegas. And then we move on to the offseason and all of the questions and all the media spotlight's going to be on the Broncos because of Russell Wilson, because of Sean Payton, because where does this go? And about George Payton, the ownership group, all of that. It's going to be electric this offseason, guys. But we have one more game to go. Let's get that last win of the season. And let's hope that that is a building block to what we can do for bigger and better things in the year 2024. All right, before I go on, yeah, there you go, Flying Dragon. He corrected me. I said oil and vinegar. It's oil and water. I know. I knew it was something like that. I was kind of close. I think I did say oil and water, and then I changed it up. So anyways, okay. Corey Stevens, thank you so much for being in the chat. Really do appreciate it. First time I've seen you. Thank you so much. He says Russ was working to do everything he was asked to do. Peyton didn't want it to work. I totally agree, Corey. I totally agree. Sean Payton didn't want it to work. He didn't want it to work from day one. And I mentioned at the beginning of the show that we've talked about it yesterday in the neighborhood that Mike brought up, and that was that when Sean Payton was interviewed to take the job of the Denver Broncos, he commented about Russell Wilson. He said he was uncertain how Russell Wilson was going to fit into his system. He said he would do anything and everything he could to make it work, but he had his doubts. Well, his doubts have been proven true. His doubts have absolutely been proven true. It doesn't work. Sean Payton's game plan and system of the offense is not what Russell Wilson does best. Russell Wilson is an improviser. He stays in the pocket until he can't see anymore over the lineman, and then he runs out of the pocket, tries to make things happen on his legs, on his arm, looking whatever he does. That's not Sean Payton's style of football. Sean Payton's style of football is what we saw in Stidham a little bit. Stidham did kind of run several times, but it's primarily the style that Sean Payton wants to use. Russell Wilson isn't that guy. So yes, Russell Wilson did everything he was asked to do. It's just that Sean Payton put Russell Wilson in a situation, in my opinion, not to succeed. And that's because he knew it wasn't going to work. He tried his best. I don't buy it 100%. But anyways, he says he tried his best, and it just isn't a fit. All right, so be it. So be it. Let's just move on. Let's just lick our wounds, take the egg off our face again, move into the offseason with the media and the press surrounding Dove Valley again, and then we'll just see where it goes from there. But let's see. Corey Stevens says, "Who cares about who cares if Judy is open if he can't catch a pass?" Well, that's true. That's true. Although he did make some catches yesterday. He did make some good catches yesterday. So is it Russell Wilson throwing the ball, not being able to get it to him because he's like 3'5"? Or is it Jerry Jeudy just not being able to handle it? It could be a combination. But he did make some good catches yesterday. Yes, he did drop a few, but he did make some good catches yesterday. So if I had to get rid of Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton, I had to get rid of one of them, I'll get rid of Jerry Jeudy. Because Cortland Sutton is an absolute beast. Go back and watch those games against Minnesota. Watch the game against Buffalo Bills. The catches that guy makes is absolutely insane. Insane catches. The guy. Oh, no. Mundungus Creevy said Michigan wins. No, I don't want Harbaugh. I can't stand Harbaugh. God, gosh. Now I got to hope the Washington Huskies win. I wanted Washington and Alabama because I can't stand Michigan. I can't stand Harbaugh. Mundungus Creevy, you just did a bah humbug on my New Year's Day. Doggone you, man. He goes, "What's up?" I say, "What's up, man?" Well, that's not up. That's down. That's a downer for me, man. Downer for me. Bummer. 27-20 in overtime. Wow. I knew they went ahead. It was 13-10. Then it was 17-13. Then it must have gone, obviously I wasn't watching because I'm doing the show, So then obviously it went to 2017. Then it was tied 2020, went into overtime. Wow. What a good Rose Bowl game. What a good Rose Bowl game. That's wow. That's a good game. Good game. I'm just bummed that Michigan won, but oh well, hopefully Washington Huskies can beat Texas. That's what I'm hoping for. I just don't want Michigan to be national champion. I really don't. Flying Dragon, what do you mean at least Alabama's out? How come? How come, man? You don't like Alabama? Well, I don't like Michigan. But anyways, I'm a Washington Huskies college. And people are probably wondering why I like the Washington Huskies. Well, I was a Broncos fan I was a Vikings fan from 1970 to 1976 when I became a Broncos fan. Well, Washington Huskies are purple and gold. And so are the Minnesota Vikings, purple and gold. So that's why I gravitated to the Washington Huskies, because at the time, being a kid, and my dad would always watch college games on New Year's Day. That was one of our father's son celebration, not celebration, but one of our father's son, New Year's Day gathering. We would watch the bowl games, and when the Huskies were playing, I go, hey man, I like that team. Like, they got the same colors as the Vikings. Boom. Instant fan of the Washington Huskies. Now, I'm not a really big college fan. I'm really not. I don't watch college games throughout the year. That's not my thing. But I do like the Washington Huskies, and when they're in the playoffs, or not playoffs, but when they're in the bowl games and stuff throughout the between Christmas and New Year's and all that, I would always watch their games because I really like that. I don't like their new uniforms. It just doesn't suit me like it did in yesteryear. But hey, they're still the Washington Huskies. I hope they win tonight against Texas. I'll be watching that right after the show here. So anybody has any update on the score, please pass it my way before I turn it on here in about the next 13 minutes. So anyways, unfortunately, Michigan won, but hey, it's all good. That to go into overtime on a bowl game like that, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. All right. Anybody else out there got anything they want to say in regards to Happy New Year? Let's go Huskies. Let's go Texas Longhorns. I kind of like that. I like their uniforms. Pretty cool. Let's go Broncos. Let's go Avalanche. Anything out there, guys? I hope every one of you had a wonderful, wonderful day today. Enjoyed the New Year's, got some sleep. If you weren't being kept up by idiots, like my wife said, around our neighborhood, we're shooting off fireworks and woke her up. And she said she thought she heard gunshots, which is never good. Never good. What comes up must come down. That's pretty freaking common knowledge. That's, having, common sense, which a lot of people don't have. But in any case, what are you going to do? At least she's safe, and everybody's safe. And we're just going to enter 2024 with a victory against the Chargers yesterday, ending 2023. Let's get the first victory of 2024 against the Raiders this coming Sunday. That's what I'm talking about right there. But Dung is creepy. As usual, that's what she said. Yeah. D-Rock in the house says, Big Bill, Big D-Rock. Glad to have you in as always, man. Always. Okay. Let's go ahead and wrap this show up tonight, guys. Once again, I appreciate each and every one of you being in the chat, making this show that much better, because having you here absolutely makes the show. It really does. I've said that all throughout 2023, and I'll say it throughout 2024. You guys, each and every one of you, male or female, have my back, and the backbone of the show. You're the backbone of the network, and I appreciate it so much. You guys are amazing. Congratulations. Well, I was going to say congratulations again to Denver Broncos for beating the Chargers, going 8-8. Let's make it 9-8 next week, and let's just end this season on a winning note and end it with a winning record. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not, please do so. Please hit the thumbs up, like button, like Clayton Huron says every single time. Hit the like button. Thumbs up costs you nothing. Helps out the chat. the network immensely because it shows others that you really appreciate and enjoy this show. Why not? You guys are the heart and soul of this show. It's not me, guys. It's you. Thanks once again for being a part of it. Thanks for being in the chat. I really do appreciate it. You guys are the best. You're the best from 2023. You're going to be the best for 2024. Thanks again, guys. Until I talk to you this coming Friday, the first Broncos breakdown of 2024, heading into the last game of the Broncos 2023 season. Until then, guys, have a wonderful, safe New Year's Day, New Year's week. We will talk to you next Friday, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Till then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Tempo's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute, work hard for the car so the